Okay, everybody, we're back, and we're going to film the next part of Daniel's birthday special with Jeopardy, the 1995 PC version. Let's do the TV and movies one. Why not? We just got done doing Jeopardy for the Sega CD. About won Daniel nearly $10,000 that segment. How am I going to do this segment? Let's find out right now.
Welcome to Jeopardy. Let's begin our game.
Thank you, Alex Trebek. I don't want to be her. I'll be him. Spacebar. Yeah, we'll let her be a player. We'll let her be a player. Let's play.
Hello, my name is...
Now for the Jeopardy round, in which one daily double
Horror film cliches, movie villains, Oscar-winning women, sci-fi technology, Spielberg, and finally, Westerns. All right. These are good categories.
Good luck. Contestant number one will start.
How about Spielberg for 100?
The answer there is...
Answer there. This war movie starred the late John Belushi.
Contestant number one.
What is 1941?
Yes.
Spielberg 200.
Contestant number one.
Daily Double. All right.
Contestant number one. What would you like to...
500. This was the original title of E.T. What is This Boy's Life? A Boy's Life. No.
Oh, sorry.
It couldn't accept it.
Number one.
It's okay. Spielberg 300.
The answer is...
It couldn't accept my answer, so... He married the star of Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom.
Contestant number one.
Who is Kate Capshaw?
You are correct.
Spielberg 400.
Contestant number one.
It was his first TV movie starring Dennis Weaver.
Contestant number one.
What is the Sugarland Express?
Oh, I'm sorry. That's wrong.
No.
Contestant number three.
Jaws? No.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's wrong.
Jaws was not a TV movie. Oh, who was it? Duel. All right.
Contestant number one.
Jaws was based on a best-selling novel by this writer.
Contestant number one.
Who is Peter Benchley?
Yes.
There we go.
That's correct. Contestant number
Movie
one.
villains 100. The bad guys in Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade were after this artifact.
Contestant number one.
What is the... Ugh,
Incorrect.
not coming to me.
Contestant number three.
The Holy Grail?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's correct. Contestant number three.
All right. It was the evil organization in the early adventures of James Bond.
Contestant number three.
Spectra. Yeah.
You are contestant number three.
Alan Arkin played Harry Rote Jr. stalking Audrey Hepburn in this terror classic.
Contestant number...
Wait Until Dark?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's correct. Contestant number two.
Darth Vader's voice was done by this veteran actor.
Contestant number one.
Who is James Earl Jones?
Yes.
Movie villains 500.
Contestant number one.
He was played by Alan Rickman in one version of the Robin Hood saga.
Contestant number three.
The Sheriff of Nottingham.
You are correct.
Oh, okay.
Contestant number three.
All right. She won the first of her 2 Oscars for The Accused.
Contestant number one.
Who is Jodie Foster?
Yes.
Oscar-winning woman 200.
Contestant number one.
She's the only actress to ever win an Oscar without speaking a line.
Contestant number one.
Who is Marlee Matlin?
Oh, sorry. That's not right.
No?
Contestant number three.
Holly Hunter?
You are correct.
Oh.
Contestant number three.
She became the youngest Oscar winner for her role on the piano.
Contestant number two.
Anna Paquin. Yeah, I knew that one.
Yes. That's correct.
It's okay.
Contestant number two.
Not worried. After winning an Oscar, she uttered the famous lines, "You like me, you really like me."
Contestant number
Who
1.
is Sally Field?
Yes.
Oscar-winning woman 500.
Contestant number 1.
She won an Oscar for her role in Mighty Aphrodite.
Contestant number 2.
Mira Sorvino? Yeah.
You are contestant number 2.
Ships use warp drive to travel faster than this.
Contestant number 1.
What is light?
You are correct.
Speed of light.
Contestant number 1.
Horror film cliches 100. It's what you drive through a vampire's heart.
Contestant number 1.
What is a stake?
You are correct. Contestant number 1.
200. A vampire can't cross it.
Contestant number 2.
Running water?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's correct. Contestant number 2.
A werewolf can only be destroyed by this.
Contestant number 2.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's wrong. Contestant number 1.
What is a silver bullet?
Yes. That's correct. Contestant number
400. Frankenstein's monster is only afraid of this element.
Contestant number 2.
Love?
Wrong. Contestant number 1.
What is water?
Sorry.
No.
That's incorrect.
Oop.
Contestant number 3.
Fire.
Yes. That's correct. Contestant number 3.
Alright. In most films, zombies get their nourishment from this kind of flesh.
Contestant number 3.
Human flesh. Yeah.
Right. Contestant number 3.
In the Abyss, the aliens' technology is built around controlling this substance.
Contestant number...
Water.
Yes. That's correct. Contestant number 3.
An astronaut needs this on to breathe in the vacuum of outer space.
Contestant number 1.
What is a gas mask?
Incorrect.
Oop.
Contestant number 3.
A spacesuit.
Yes. That's correct. Contestant number 3.
It's the weapon of Star Trek.
Contestant number 1.
What's a phaser?
Yes. That's correct. Contestant number 1.
They're used in Star Trek to move people and objects from the ship to another location.
Contestant...
Ships?
Sorry.
No.
Contestant number 2.
Shuttles? No.
I'm sorry. That's wrong. Contestant...
I'll just say
number
what are quasars? Transporters? No.
No, I'm afraid that is contestant number 1.
My Darling Clementine featured Henry Fonda playing this legendary lawman.
Contestant number 1.
Who is Jesse James?
Incorrect.
No.
Contestant number 3.
I just said that!
Sorry. Contestant number 2.
Wyatt Earp. Oh, yeah.
You are correct. Contestant number 2.
Before going on to A Fish Called Wanda and an Oscar, he starred in Silverado.
Contestant number 1.
Who is Kevin Kline?
Yes. That's correct. Contestant number 1. Here is...
He starred in the original High Noon.
Contestant number 3.
John Wayne? No.
Sorry. Contestant number 2.
Kirk Douglas?
Incorrect.
No. I don't have any idea, so I'm just going to stay put where I'm at. Gary Cooper.
Contestant number 1.
It's the famous stable where the legendary gunfight between Wyatt Earp and the Clantons took place.
Contestant number...
What is the OK Corral?
Yes. That's correct. Contestant number 1.
This Oscar-winning Western featured a brutal sheriff known as Little Bill.
Contestant number 3.
Unforgiven.
You are correct.
Yep. Double Jeopardy time.
Now for the double Jeopardy round. With 2
Best
different
pictures.
somewhere on the board.
Children's
These
programming.
categories.
Soaps. Stand-ups on TV. TV mysteries, and finally, TV sports. Okay. Alright.
Good luck. Contestant number 2, we'll start with you.
Best pictures for 200.
Here is the clue.
Okay. This 1935 winner was later remade with Marlon Brando and again with Mel Gibson.
Contestant number 1.
What is Hamlet? No.
Wrong. Contestant number 3.
Mutiny on the Bounty.
You are
Oh, yeah.
correct. Contestant number 3.
Alright. The year Ben-Hur won Best Picture.
Contestant number 1.
What is 1959?
Yes.
Best Picture 600.
Contestant number 1.
It won Best Picture, even though fellow nominee Cabaret won 8 Oscars in other categories.
Contestant number 2.
The Godfather? Yeah.
That's correct. Contestant number 2.
It was the first color picture to win the award.
Contestant number 1.
I'm going to take a guess and say what is Gone with the Wind.
You are correct.
Best Picture is 1,000.
Contestant number 1.
The number of Charlie Chaplin films to win Best Picture.
Contestant number 3.
2? No.
Oh, sorry. That's not right. Contestant number 1.
What is 0?
You are correct.
None.
Contestant number 1.
Children's programming for 200. It's usually referred to as a public utility, but in this case it's the title of a children's daytime TV show.
Contestant number 1.
What is Romper Room?
Oh, sorry. That's not right.
I have no idea.
Contestant number 2.
The Electric Company. Oh, foop.
You are correct. Contestant number 2.
I had no idea. This coonskin-wearing frontiersman was a regular character featured on the show Disneyland.
Contestant number 1.
Who is Davy Crockett?
Yes. That's
Children's
correct.
programming 600.
Contestant number 1.
Among the members of this children's program was a young Annette Funicello.
Contestant number 1.
What is what is the Mickey Mouse Club?
Sorry.
What?
That's incorrect. Contestant number 3.
The Mouseketeers Club.
You are correct.
Oh, foop.
Contestant number 3.
His daily show in his neighborhood would open with him changing his shoes and sweater.
Contestant number 1.
Who is Mr. Rogers?
Oh, sorry.
What?
That's not right. Contestant number 2.
Howdy Doody? No.
Wrong. Contestant number 3.
Fred
You
Rogers.
are correct. Contestant number 3.
His Muppets first appeared on Sesame Street. Who was Jim Henson?
You are correct. Contestant number 1.
Let's do stand-ups on TV for 200. The name of the character Paul Reiser plays on Mad About You.
Contestant number 3.
Paul Buchanan?
Sorry. Contestant number
Paul Buckman?
You are correct.
Yeah.
Contestant number 2.
This was comedian Margaret Cho's short-lived sitcom about a Korean-American family.
Contestant number 2.
All-American Girl?
You are correct. Contestant number 2.
On Late Night with David Letterman, Calvin DeForest played this recurring elderly Fall Guy character.
Contestant
Larry Bud Melman.
That's correct. Contestant number 3.
Daily Double.
The clue? It's the Daily Double.
800, alright. Tied for the lead right now, but this will break the tie either way. Here we go. This deadpan comedian has had 2 notable sitcoms, One is a psychologist and another is the proprietor of a bed and breakfast. Oh, I know this one. It is indeed Bob Newhart.
Yes.
Somebody who I'm a big fan of.
Contestant number 3.
This performer was named regular guest host on The Tonight Show in 1987.
Contestant number 1.
Who is, Joan Rivers.
I'm sorry. That's wrong. Contestant number...
Jay Leno. Oh, yeah.
That's correct. Contestant number 3.
All right. This contemporary actor's father played sleuth Ellery Queen.
Contestant number 3.
Timothy Hutton.
Yes.
That is correct.
That's correct. Contestant number 3.
Wrongly accused of killing his wife, this fugitive unveiled the real killer in the final episode of the series.
Contestant number 3.
Dr. Richard Kimball.
Yes. That's correct. Contestant number 3.
Right. The name of this crime-solving mystery writer Angela Landsbury plays. The name of the crime-solving mystery writer Angela Landsbury plays.
Contestant number 1.
Who is Jessica Fletcher?
You are correct. Contestant number 1.
Soaps for 200. This primetime soap is produced by Aaron Spelling and stars his daughter.
Contestant number 3.
Dallas?
I'm sorry. That's wrong. Contestant number 1.
What is Melrose Place?
Ooh, I'm sorry.
That's wrong too.
Contestant number 2.
Beverly Hills 90210.
You are correct. Contestant number 2.
This was the first daytime soap to be broadcast in color.
Contestant number 1.
What is As the World Turns?
I'm sorry. That's
Wrong too.
Contestant number 3.
Days of Our Lives.
You are correct. Contestant number 3.
Broadcast from 1975 to 1978, this satire on soap operas aired late at night on syndicated TV and starred Louise Lasser.
Contestant number 2.
Soap? No.
Sorry, incorrect. Anyone else? Contestant number 3.
Family? No.
Sorry.
I don't have any idea, so I'm going to stay put. Mary Hartman.
Contestant number 3.
Luke and Laura are popular characters on this long-running soap.
Contestant number 1.
What is General Hospital?
You are correct.
1000.
Contestant number 1.
Oakdale, Illinois is the setting for this 40-year-old soap.
Contestant number 2.
As the World Turns?
You are correct.
Yeah.
Contestant number 2.
This weekly crime drama spends the first half solving the crime and the second half prosecuting.
Contestant number 1.
What is Law and Order?
You are correct.
TV Mysteries 1000.
Let's take...
Currently the host of Unsolved Mysteries, Robert Stack is perhaps best known for playing this real-life federal agent.
Contestant number 3.
J. Edgar Hoover?
Sorry.
No.
Contestant number...
Elliot Ness. Oh, yeah.
Good job. Contestant number 2.
TV Sports 200. Games People Play was a 1980-1981 series anchored by this Future Today host.
Contestant number 2.
Bryant Gumbel.
Yes, that's correct. Contestant number 2.
This cable station broadcasts from Bristol, Connecticut.
Contestant number 1.
What is ESPN?
You are correct.
600.
Contestant number 1.
At 25 seasons, this is the longest running regular sports series.
Contestant number 1.
What is ABC Wide World of Sports?
Sorry.
No.
Contestant number 3.
Monday Night Football?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
That's correct. Contestant number 3.
800. In the Daily Double. Gonna go 800. All right, let's put you $5,000 if you're right. Here's the clue. In 1990, this network paid a reported $1 billion for the right to broadcast baseball for 4 years. CBS?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That's correct. Contestant number 3.
ABC's Monday Night Football began this year.
Contestant number 2.
1970, and that was my guess.
Yes. That's correct.
Oh, well.
The final Jeopardy category is contestant number 1. What would you like to wager?
Go big or go home.
The final Jeopardy clue is...
The musicals of this film studio have been celebrated in That's Entertainment. What is MGM?
Contestant number 1. Your final Jeopardy response was yes.
Yeah.
Let's see what contestant number 1 wagered.
Everything, so I go up to $6,000. But is it going to be enough to win? I don't know.
Your total? Contestant number 2, your final Jeopardy response was wrong. Let's see
No, not
contestant number
Fox.
2 wagered.
You bet it all, so you end up with nothing.
Your total?
And it's all going to depend.
Contestant number 3, your final Jeopardy response was right. Let's see what contestant number 3 wagered.
Well, at least I tried.
Your total?
I tried, so I'm not upset.
Sorry you didn't win. Sharpen your wits and try again.
What I will do, though, is see you all for the next segment.